Hey guys, I just wanted to record a quick presentation on paper citations and citationality because we never got a chance to talk about it in class and because I've had a couple of questions about it. So I figured I would record this very quickly and send it out to you guys. I would try to make this as fast as possible. Even so, feel free to put me on double speed and we'll get through this together very fast. So why do we have citations at all? So the three principles are: one, when we write, we're participating in a conversation. So we want to show people who we're talking to, and then we want to be able to facilitate them participating in the conversation as well. We want to show our work, not merely to show other people's thinking, although that's a part of it, but we want to be able to show where we are entering into the conversation. The second part is that it's ethical. This is probably what you were taught in high school, and this is the big reason, right? We want to give credit where credit's due. We don't want to commit plagiarism. In addition to being unethical, it is often illegal. In college, it is certainly against the code of conduct. If you get, and it's grounds for expulsion. Now, at some universities, there's sort of a grace policy. I have never had an issue with plagiarism in any of my classes here at Mizzou. I have had my peers have issues with plagiarism, and unfortunately, I believe that the University of Missouri takes it pretty seriously, and there is no grace period. So as soon as you are taken to the provost's office over an issue of plagiarism, I think that's it. I think that's it. You get expelled. So it's definitely serious wherever you are, but definitely also here at the University of Missouri. The final reason is that it just gives you an authorial boost, right? We should be citing our sources, but I have found myself, as I've grown as a writer, entering citations strategically. It shows that you're a smart thinker. It shows that you're a good researcher. If you are citing smart people, people will associate you with smart people. So it's not just something that you should do, but it's something that you should want to do as part of your argumentative gesture. So the two parts of a citation are the in-text citation, the part of the citation that appears next to the quote or paraphrase, and then the works cited page. Every citation style, regardless of citation style, is going to have an in-text citation or a works cited page. So in-text citations, they should appear whenever part or all of your thinking originates elsewhere. So most of the time we think about this in terms of direct quotations, but this includes summary or paraphrase. So if you are talking about something, some research, some thinking that somebody else has done, you should throw in a citation. These look different for different citation styles. So for an example of MLA is that you're going to have the parentheticals with the last name and page number after the direct quote. Even if it's not a direct quote, you're still going to have that the parenthetical with the last name and the page number. Chicago uses footnotes. I can never stay up to. I think there's other citation styles use footnotes as well. I'm most familiar with MLA because I'm in the humanities, so that's the citation style I was trained on. We don't get into the specific citation formats as part of this class. You'll go into that more in depth in your advanced writing class. There's a great resource called Purdue OWL. You should be familiar. You should familiarize yourself with it because it will have all of the different citation styles and their rules. It will also give you examples about how to format your sources. Now, I didn't put this on the page itself, but this is another excellent way to use AI is to enter all of your sources into ChatGPT and ask for it to output a works cited page that has all of your citations in the chosen format. That's one, like we talked about in class. That's a great way for AI to streamline some of the more brain dead parts of your writing. So the works cited page, like I mentioned, all different citation styles are going to look a little bit different. However, every citation style includes a variation of the following: an author name, a work title, and then sometimes also a book title. But if it's an article, at the very least, the work title, um, the publisher, the date it was published, and then the page range if that's relevant, if it was a physical source. Don't simply copy and paste a hyperlink. There is no citation format that simply calls for a hyperlink, at least not one that I know of. The reason that this is taboo is because of dead links. The Internet is an incredibly volatile place. Everything is always changing. Nothing is ever the same. And URLs are frequently change. So an article that you cite today with a hyperlink may not exist in the same location tomorrow. So if I am reading your paper and I'm interested in a source that you've cited and I want to find the source for myself, I go to click on the hyperlink and the hyperlink's not there. So, including the above information, the name, title, publisher, date, and the page range is going to future-proof your citation against the volatility of the internet. Now, some citation styles like MLA do include a hyperlink as part of the works cited page entry, but it should never just be a hyperlink. So you want to in addition to that, ensure that you've correctly identified the publisher, which is really easy to confuse with the distributor. We talked a little bit about this in class, but I think it bears repeating because I've seen some errors. This is very common, especially with electronic sources. So let's do an example really fast. This ugly bastard, Kevin O'Leary, who you might know from Shark Tank, recently announced that he is planning on building a 40,000 acre data center for an AI data center about 10 minutes away from my grandparents' house in Box Elder County in Utah. To put that in perspective, 40,000 acres is roughly the size of downtown St. Louis. So the boundaries of St. Louis that you can see here, that's roughly 40,000 acres. So this is like 10 minutes away from my house. It's a lot of people say it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not. I've hiked there. I've hunted there. It's beautiful land. It's marshland. And they want to build essentially a small city, not a small city, a major city out there. So I've been doing a lot of research about the potential problems with this. And one of the things that scientists have raised concerns over in lieu of this proposal is called an urban heat island. Now, I've heard of that. I kind of know what it's talking about. But let's say that I wanted to look up a source on urban heat islands to understand what that meant. Now, as part of my research, I stumble across this article and I want to cite it. Now, it would be easy to think that Science Direct, which you can see in the top left corner, that's the website that we're at. It would be easy to think that the Science Direct is the publisher. Now, Science Direct is the distributor. So Science Direct is a little bit like Google for science articles. There's a big conglomeration of smaller journals that have contracted with Science Direct. They've formed sort of a consortium to help distribute their articles. That is what Science Direct is. The actual journal is Procedia Engineering. So as part of your citation, it is important to correctly identify the journal. Some distributors will have a button that says that's a link to the journal's website or the publisher's website, but make sure that you are citing your journal correctly. So, okay, that's everything I have. If you have any questions, especially questions regarding specific citation formats, don't hesitate to reach out. For a lot of you, the bulk of the work in checking your citations is going to be in the body of your text, making sure that you have ethically cited all of other people's thinking in your work. Now, like we talked about in class, remember you want to be following the 85-15 rule. So stay away from long block quotes. 85% of your paper at minimum should be your writing, not long quotations. If you have questions, if you want me to look at anything, I'm happy to look at drafts and I'm happy to double check your citations before your paper is due tomorrow. So, okay, thanks guys. Talk to you later.